Hey everyone, Shayna, how are you doing? That'll be fine. Glad to have you listening in. Appreciate it. And we'll get the notifications out and we'll get started here in just a little bit. So I hope everyone had a great 4th of July weekend. Um, it's pretty nice here. We have some pretty nice weather. Try to look. Actually, I can hear fireworks going off right now. As a matter of fact, you can't see them from where we live, um, but they are going off. Probably we'll hear those in the background. That's good, Shayna. I'm glad you're doing good. And yeah, just let me know you're here by commenting below. I'm trying. Sorry, guys. I had to try to bring up something I had a minute ago. There it goes. Um, but yeah, we'll get going here in just a minute. Like I say, it's nice weather. Wasn't too bad. Couldn't see the fireworks. Last year we had people like all around us shooting fireworks. You could kind of see them. Some you could see good, some you couldn't. And so like tonight I can hear them popping and cracking out there again. But we do have a little deer friend that's popped up here recently, and I hope she's not been too bothered by them. Saw her yesterday though. We were outside on the porch eating, and she came up our driveway and headed over to my mom. So anyway, let's see. We'll get this discussion going here in just a moment. I've got a couple of things I'm trying to get together here. There's several clippings I got to go through, and to be able to talk about this investigation that we did and stuff. So, um, and this is something I really want to do going forward. And when I do investigations that is centered around either a person or a place, and to give a good backstory on it, so you'll know why I'm investigating, I think makes a difference. So sometimes I go investigate, and it's just to investigate. I go to a cemetery or somewhere, and I just investigate a little bit, and just to see what I can get. And there's no real backstory or big reason why I'm doing it. Um, but then I have reasons for doing other investigations. So, like for instance, I did Helen's Bridge. That video went up this past week, and I was circling around the former owners of Zelandia Castle. And so by doing that, it's prompted me to now go to John Evans Brown, who is the original owner of Zelandia Castle. I'm going to try to, if I can't Friday, maybe early next week, go to where he's buried at Riverside and do an investigation there as well. So um, there's that. But that's why I want to do this. Normally I would have done Sunday night, but because of the 4th of July, I decided not to. I figured holiday and people will be enjoying their families and stuff, and I think that's very, very important to do that. So let's see. But yeah, more I do these investigations that are centered around someone or something, I will do live streams to explain the situation as to why I did it and all that. And I know notifications are slow going out, so I'm just kind of hanging on just a little bit longer. And don't want to get started too quick without everybody in here, so we don't have to do a whole lot of recapping. But people can always go back and watch later on as well, and check it out. Let's see. There I am, and I got the dolls behind me, and I may do an investigation tonight too, as well. But there they are. That way. They're back there. They can do whatever they want whenever they want. It's fine. If they want to light the flashlight up or whatever, they're more than welcome to do it. Okay. So I'll get started here in just a moment. Let me bring this this up here. This is the John. This happened in 1904, and this was the editor record that talks about what happened, and it kind of gives a detail or account of what happened, and so it goes like this, and some of it's hard to read. And with papers back in the day, so if you do newspapers.com, by the way, guys, some of these newspapers, the ones we have around here at least, you can start an article like right here, and it'll go down. And instead of going up to the top of the next page, it may be just midway through the next page. There's no real rhyme or reason to how they used to print these. I'm sure people back in the day understood it. I'm more used to when I've read newspapers. If it's an article goes straight down, it goes up to the next, line, or it goes to the next page. But this one, and then of course they're all printed, so there's some places on here it's a little harder to read than others. But I will definitely do the best I can on this. Okay, so getting into this, it says the brutal murders. And like I say, it's hard to read, so I'll do the best I can. Hey, Vodka, how are you? And I don't know how good you can see this. And let me show you. I don't know. Now, let me see if I can bring down the lighting on it a little bit. Maybe you see it better. Okay, you see how it gets, like you can read it good up top, and then it gets darker at the bottom. That's what's making it a little harder to read. But I don't know that you can actually read these without newspapers.com. I can share this to Twitter. Let me do that real quick. I'll share this article to Twitter, and see if maybe you can. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works as far as, I do pay for newspapers.com, but you might be able to see it. I don't know. Okay, so maybe you'll be able to see it. I don't know. But it goes on. What happened was July 31st, so it's actually coming up on an anniversary here from 1904. In the middle of Fork of Ivy, the details of the murder fall. Now, this is kind of like an order and how it happened according to this newspaper. And you got to remember, too, newspapers back in the day were not 100% factual, I guess you could say. They would just kind of take whatever they heard, and they would just throw it together. Hey, Jenny, thank you for being here. Oh, the fourth was good. Ate a lot. Ate a little more than I should have, probably. I was enjoying it. Marty made some barbecue and stuff. It was really good. So I hope everybody had a good 4th. Jenny, I hope you all did. I hope everybody did. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. And like I said earlier, I could hear some fireworks going off back here behind me. So this is an order in which it happened, according to this newspaper. It said the details go as follows. Like I said, I'm going to read the best I can. One John Pate of Bucktown, Yancey County, come over to Pete Rice's about 2 o'clock Sunday morning and said that he was there to see Joan Crowder. And Joan is who he murdered, by the way. And and being told that she was gone on over to California Creek, um, started in that direction and called up 3 or 4 families and wanted to know if they had seen her. And before the end of the day came to Lavita Chandler's. I think that's how you say her name, Lavita, I believe is how you say it. And she told him that Joan passed her home late in the evening. So he went across the mountain and met the woman on top of the mountain in the company of Sol Hensley. That's Sol. Hey, Oracles, how are you? Um, and here's where it gets a little harder to read. Pate drew his pistol and commenced firing at Hensley, running him off. So apparently he didn't shoot Hensley. He just shot at him and he ran. Hey, Donnie, how are you doing? Let's see. Uh, he then began beating the woman with and this is where it gets funny. I got to get over here to the next little place, with a club and shot her in the arm. There was also reports that he stomped her. So this is one that said he beat her with a club and shot her in the arm. And in another article, it said he left her for dead, but this one doesn't. This says several persons heard the shooting on the mountain and saw Pate and the woman coming down the mountain in a very great hurry. Just after they passed Lee Chandler's, I like the way they put everybody's names in here. Lee Chandler's, Pate left the woman and went on down the branch in a hurry. In a few minutes, the woman came to Lavita Chandler's and said that she was killed, or that he was trying to kill her. And like I say, there's different stories about this in different ways, but I'm just going with this one. Thank you, Jenny. Pate came back in about an hour and stopped to see the woman and said that he would go for a doctor and went in the direction of Yancey County and has not been heard of since. The woman lived about 2 hours after she got to Lavita Chandler's before she died. Said that Pate had killed her, or was killing her, or shot her. It's funny how they put that. That he had killed her, and she was still alive, but she did die. This happened in the sight of Thomas Kirsten. Shot and killed his daughter last fall. So there was 2 other murders that happened here. So this is where I'm getting into this. This happened in the site where he shot Joan. There was 2 other murders Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Um, I don't know what happened there. It said I had no internet connection, but yet I had bars up and everything, so I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. Um, hey, Lori, how are you? Um, yeah, I think you did. Somebody didn't want me to talk about this, apparently, because I have internet, but it said I didn't. I'm not really sure what was going on there. So let me get back to where I once belonged, JoJo, as the Beatles sang. Um, let's see. Okay, there we go. But that was pretty much it for that story. That kind of broke it down. I don't know how far I got into the story before I lost you guys, um, but then it talked about two other murders that happened in that same spot that she was shot. Let's see. My sister said the county that it happened. Yeah, it was. There's a lot of murders up there. This was 1904. Then I did a investigation up in that area, not close to where that happened, but on the other side of the county, and that was 1928, and there was two or three murders at that point in time. So there's a lot in that area. So I'll be doing a lot of investigations up there. Um, Eventually, though, now the story continues on, and I got several different clippings, but uh, he did get put in jail, and about 7 or 8 other people with him left. They escaped jail. But before that, okay, so when I was telling you about how he said he was going for a doctor and they never seen him again, that's because he went to a cave in Tennessee and hid. Um, and the only way they found him was that they noticed that his wife, who for some odd reason stood by her husband after he murdered her cousin, she was bringing him the children up to see, food and stuff like that. So they realized that she was missing for long periods of time. And anyway, so they tracked her down. They got to the cave. One of the guys, there's two people. I don't have their names right off, but there was two guys that tracked her down. And one guy said, "Look, we'll just go in and get him, bring him out." And the other guy said, "No, it might be too dangerous. I got a stick of dynamite." And as soon as Pate heard that, he said, "Whoa, I'm here. I'm coming out. You know, I'm not going to cause any problems." So they got him and took him and put him in jail. And then um, several months after that, they found a way to escape. He had some help with some other inmates, and I think one of the inmates' wives got involved. And anyway, um, that's how he escaped again. And they tracked him back to Tennessee, and found that he was in a cabin. They found him in a cabin at that point. Grandpa was. Oh wow, that's I tell you, yeah, there was a lot that happened over here for sure. Um, and so they tracked him to the cabin, got him back, put him in jail, and then I believe it was 1919. Let me look at this. Um, I missed where I was looking at that at. Let's see, I think it was 1919. That paper won't come up for some reason. Anyway, come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. It said that he got pardoned by the governor. After all these murders and stuff had happened, he got pardoned by the governor at the time. So, um, died when he was 5. That's I my dad's dad died when I was like 3, I think. And I tell you, you don't want to grow up without your grandparents. That's for sure. And luckily, I got to grow up with the rest of them. My mom's parents and my dad's mother. But that's sad to hear, Lord. Um, so I did the investigation, and Shayna, me and her went back with comments on YouTube. And I've got the most comments I've had in a while on a video, so I do appreciate everybody's comments. I always appreciate when you guys comment with either questions or discussions, or maybe something you heard the necrophonics, or maybe you heard a disembodied voice, or you saw something. I always appreciate you guys doing that, and I love you guys for that. It helps me out a lot, and I love having discussions. And so it seemed like the reason why he wanted to murder her, from what I can gather, is either A, they were having an affair and she broke it off, or he wanted to have an affair and she said no to begin with. Anyway, when he tracked her down, I don't know much more. I don't know if my sister's found anything else. I've not really found anything else that states why exactly he killed her. But anyway, it seemed like it was because of an affair, and she was just not interested in doing that. And yeah, I mean it's a crazy situation. And again, like I say, he escaped prison, he got put back in, and got pardoned. It makes no sense to me as to why somebody would pardon somebody. I mean, I can understand pardoning somebody who might, maybe robbed, maybe it stole candy from a candy store. I would come more near wanting to pardon someone who did a very minimal crime. I'm not saying that any crime's not, it shouldn't be punished, but why you would let somebody out of jail that murdered somebody is kind of totally beyond me. So I don't know. I can't figure that out. But there's different papers you can find, like Chattanooga Daily Times one, Winston-Salem. Let's see, Raleigh Times. So like that's what I like about newspaper.com. You can find all kinds of stuff, but getting everything totally factual is hard to do, because you'll have different stories and things like that. Definitely. But if anybody has any questions, please feel free to comment about it. I don't know. Now, I don't know if it was declined or not. One of the things I read, and that's where this whole thing is. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, I think he was granted a pardon a couple of times. You're right. And anyway, hang on, guys, just a second. So Marnie was checking with me about the internet situation, but she said everything was running good in there. So I don't know why I lost it out here, but let's see. The one paper that I did read, it didn't say he did that was declined. It just said that Class A convict and a prison records, his wife and children, Winston Salem. I don't know. Madison County where the murder was committed. It didn't say that. I can't find anywhere on that where it said it was denied or whatever. So like I say, a couple of different stories there. If he served complete time, great. But why in the world you would all? Yeah, it says pardoned by governor. I don't know. Several different papers showed it. This is where it kind of becomes a headache. But the investigation, though, however, when I did ask if hey Shayna, welcome back. If I, when I asked that if he stomped her the K2 lit up instead of green. So again, I never say that when I do these investigations that it's 100% foolproof that that's that spirit that I'm talking to. But I kind of had a strong feeling. I would say about 99% sure that's who it was. I could be 1% wrong, but anyway, and then when I said made the comment of he was happy that she died, it said celebrate, like he was celebrating, like he was happy about it. So truly, there goes the fireworks again. Truthfully, the investigation, that whole cemetery was weird. There's a back half of the cemetery behind this church. It has a lot of older headstones in it. I could feel a lot of vibes there, a lot of negative stuff. And in the front of the cemetery where he's buried, the same thing. Not quite as much, but still that whole area was just strange. And I think Jan had commented too that just watching the video, she could find, had the vibes. They were like that. Yeah, I think he probably should have got more than just life in prison, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. Yeah, it was. It was different times back then. A lot more, stuff that went on back in that era. It wasn't uncommon. One story that I read here recently too was that this is a whole different uh, murder. Anyway, there was I don't have the whole details on, but I do remember that uh, a young man was shot by thought by his father. Um, Turns out that it was the guy's wife and not the father. And the thing was, the father was tried twice and had the first one of the jurors got real sick or something, and it was a mistrial. And then the second one, uh, they couldn't find the evidence completely because he kept maintaining his story that he left the house. As a matter of fact, when he went to visit his son, he put the gun on the table or on the porch or on the table or something on the porch. He's on the porch. And he went in, visited his son, got his gun, and left. He walked through the woods. It was 10 o'clock at night. He fell asleep. I guess he felt comfortable falling asleep in the woods, and back then people would, especially if they knew the place real well. And then he said he just vaguely remembers somebody pulling and tugging at his clothing and his holster. And anyway, so the wife then gets called before the judge, and they couldn't find enough evidence. But eventually, excuse me, they eventually do try her. And I don't remember exactly how that whole thing panned out. I think she may have served some time, but I'll get into that in eventually because I definitely want to try to investigate that one because there is some question: did the father kill him or did the wife? And if we can, I like narrowing this stuff down. I'm not saying that every time I go investigate, I want to get answers to. I may never communicate with those spirits, but be that as it may, I want to at least give it a shot. And you remember reading that article? Yeah, that was crazy. But it's all attached to these other, like Abe Price that I did the investigation of, and like this one here that had two more murders that happened in that same era, but area 1903, 1904. It's crazy, and it gets dry here, by the way. So my mouth does get dry. Um, but there's the fireworks. Yeah. There's probably ain't no fireworks back here with these guys. They've been quiet all week. I've not gotten anything other than like uh, camera distortion, which happens, and it sometimes says motion, sometimes says human detection, and I never see anything. But a lot of times when it goes off, it's because I got the flashlight going on, or little cat balls or something. But they've been quiet. They haven't done nothing this week. They've been quiet. But anyway, so that's a little more in depth about the John Pate investigation. Like I say, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Because I can tell you what I know. My sister's read some things, and she might be able to answer some stuff too. Reading one, the wife shot the husband, thought he was dead, charged her for murder. Turns out he lived. They released her. Pepper said she was elated he was alive. Oh God, yeah. Was that around here too? Sounds like something was around here. I'm sure. God, that's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, yeah, Jenny. Thank you for posting that video up there. That was to me a very important investigation. But where it said, "Hey, professional, how are you doing?" Where it said that she was murdered around the California Creek area. That's where me and my sister are going to try to go here for long. Not sure, maybe next couple of weeks, hopefully. We can go do that. And be able to maybe investigate where she died. And seeing as how there was 2 other murders that happened there, or actually 3 or 4. Anyway, there was 2 other people who committed murder up there. I would say that there'd be some paranormal activity floating around. Yeah, that was weird. You're right, Vodka. I mean, it was. And again, I do appreciate everybody watching and commenting on it. I want to do more investigations like that. I want to. I think sometimes we get a little complacent in doing paranormal investigations, and we get, said this before, where we get, concentrated on places that, like Waverly Hills, let's say, or something like that, and we forget these other, other people and places that we could check out that maybe we need to start answering or asking questions to the spirits if we can get a hold of them, if we're able to do that, and try to find answers to less known situations. I think we focus a lot in on, oh, this place is haunted, let's go. Like I do Helen's Bridge. I mean, I love going up there and doing all that, but I've done it quite a bit. And I got another video to come out for it that I did Spirit Talker at that. But I don't want to get complacent with that. I want to start trying to bring awareness to things that may not be considered paranormal, or maybe they don't have a haunting going on there, but maybe we can answer some questions. And sometimes spirits like to just get something off their chest and be able to go to the light and move on. And if we can do that, I think that's important. I think as investigators, that's something we should really concentrate on doing. I mean, I'm sure I have people disagree with me possibly, but I believe, like, to me, it's important to try to help the spirits move on if we possibly can. And, that this is kind of my way of doing that. The newspapers.com, that's almost, wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a wonderful tool. And, God willing, we can maybe help get people to the light, and maybe they're still here, and, we can move them on. That'd be great. That's a great accomplishment I think it's an accomplishment you can do, spirits into the light and move them on to heaven. And that their story can be told, and they can be at ease. And you say rest in peace. There's a lot of spirits out there that don't rest in peace. There's some that don't want to rest in peace because they're pain in the asses. But there are those who want to rest in peace, but they just want people to know that this or that happened. And once that story's out there, they can move on in peace. So it's not about. I think we see paranormal stuff as the oohs and the ahs, oh gosh, what happened? Oh man, what happened? Heard something slam, whatever. Something got thrown. It's the, um, I guess, the thrill of that. But to me, the most important thing about being a paranormal investigator is trying to help the spirits and trying to help people, move spirits along that might be harming them. So those are the important things. It's not about going to a place and oohing and ahhing about everything. And I don't know. I get excited sometimes. I get excited when things come through sometimes. Like when Helen came through the necrophilia. I'm assuming it's her as a female's voice. I'm thinking it's her, but I said, Helen, are you with? Is that Helen? Is that you? And you can hear, yeah, it's me. Is what came through there. And it didn't scare me. It didn't bother me. I didn't do the ooh the ah stuff. Which that's overdone anyway. But it was exciting to me. That's exciting to get those things. It's a blast to get that. Important to ask if they're stuck. And yeah, that's what investigators should be doing. A lot of them don't. And I'm not calling call out names or say names or anything like that. I'm even talking about just YouTube. I'm talking about TV. It becomes. I think people take paranormal investigations to where I'm trying to find a good word for this. I think people try to turn it into a spectacle. Maybe that's a good thing to say. Where they want you to tune in for the oohs and ahs. Oh God, what was that? Oh, what happened? That's not really what everything's about. And I've seen people like people. If you're going to investigate, unless you're just in a dangerous situation, yeah, there you go for entertainment investigations. There you go. Those are good if you want to do them, but um, to me, it's not about the oohs and ahs. It's about helping people along. And like I say, I get excited. I'll get excited if a spirit says I want to see the light and go to the light and they're at peace. I get excited when a spirit comes through, like Helen. I don't think Helen's ready to move over to the light yet. There for a while, I didn't hear anything from her when I go up there. It was just very rare to catch a female's voice. And then we was up there with Steph earlier in the year and caught what I think was Helen then. And again, when I was up there with that investigation. So, yeah, I don't. I will get excited more than anything. But if I feel like I'm in danger, yeah, I'll get out of there. I'll get out of the situation. If I feel sick, if I feel like something's attaching that shouldn't be, yes, I will get out of there. But I do see people who like to run from that too. They like to get in there, they hear something, they catch something, maybe a shadow, and it scares them, they run. You may not be wanting to do that, especially if you're doing what Shannon says, entertainment investigations. If you're going in there thinking it's going to be fun and games, you might get hurt. Spirits could hurt you if you're not careful. As my friend Matt Matan told me one time, they went in to investigate the Grove Park Inn thing. It's going to be a Scooby-Doo investigation where there's going to be fun and games and stuff. And they came across a lot of stuff that really opened their eyes to the paranormal even bigger. I mean, he believed, but it really opened his eyes to things. Nobody got hurt, but it was definitely showing that something was definitely there, and it I think woke them up a little bit. But anyway, but yeah, we got to move them on. We got to try. As a paranormal investigator, we got to help. That's what I want to do is help. Anyway, so you guys want to play around with these guys for a little bit? They seem to not be wanting to do anything. Yeah, got to be careful. Yeah, you never know what you're doing. You're right. You never know what you're dealing with out there. Now, with these, I feel pretty comfortable with these spirits in here. They never hurt anybody, never bothered anybody or whatever. They don't do that. So far, so good with them. And I don't take them lightly, though. I don't take them lightly. They could still do something or hurt somebody if they wanted to, I guess. But it seems like the spirits we have here are very, very peaceful. And this is something me and Marty were talking about the other day. I love to have a museum. I love to own a museum. But I'll take it, like I say, seriously, of course, um, with certain artifacts and dolls and stuff or whatever you might get that you don't know about. I mean, it took us a while to realize, Jane's not going to hurt anybody. Nobody else is hurting anybody, and none of these spirits are. And but if I had a museum and it was, kind of like the Annabelle situation, you definitely want a casing and maybe prayers and maybe gospel Christian music playing or whatever you need to do to protect that. I would definitely do. It's the living that is scared. That's right. Because when I do investigations, when I go out to cemeteries or Helen or wherever, um, and I know it sounds like I'm beating a drum when I say this, but there's times I'll miss the K2 going off because I'm looking around. I'm always, checking, looking, doing whatever I have to do to make sure there's not a person that may harm me or a bear or something like that. Because I have run into a few bears. Matter of fact, I don't have the video anymore. I wish I did, but they put up a picture on I think Messenger and maybe on our paranormal page too, and Twitter. But I came across some bears at Riverside Cemetery. You got to watch your surroundings. You never know where they might be. And they were having a picnic in there. They were eating a bag lunch that somebody left behind. I'm assuming maybe the person went in there to eat, maybe, and the bear scared them off. I don't know, but yeah, always when you're doing investigations, be mindful of your surroundings because you could get hurt. Just saying. All right, guys. I'll flip this around. We'll do a quick investigation, and I'll get out of the way of the dolls and see if they want to do anything tonight. And I'll be going back to Sundays next week, by the way, for sure. Oh. Gotta move everything around here. But I do appreciate everybody showing up tonight. I know it was kind of short notice and all that. But I seem like I just wanted to maybe clarify some things with the John Pate and all that situation. And, talk about that a little bit. So I may be making a little bit of noise here, moving stuff around. I'll try not to make much noise if I can't help it. Okay, let's see. Almost done. That's me doing it. Okay. Alright. Now I just gotta see where the camera's at. Okay, Laura. That is fine. Thank you. Okay, there you go. There's the dolls. I got flashlight up top with Ryan the bear and Michael the doll and George. K2's with Jane and Scooby. Of course, got the penguin and the doll on the truck, and Robert has got. Oh, it's already flashing on K2. The way I just sound like the Robert, I did not realize that I had the antenna right on his nose. Sorry, Robert. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me get, K2's going pretty good tonight. Thank you, Jane. Okay. Get the ghost tool going. See if we catch anything. Spirits, can you tell me who's with me tonight? Can you tell me your name, please? K2's doing pretty good. Actually, yeah, that's good. You can see it better that way. Okay, we'll see. Probably not extremely bright, but I want to be able to see the K2. Y'all see the K2 pretty good, so. I'm still moving some things around over here. That's probably a little better. All right. Robert, can you light up the REM pod, please? Whew. All right. Nothing's coming through yet, but I think it's about to. It's moving like it's wanting to say something. Jane, you gonna light your box up anymore? Jane does things sometimes like, "Here, I'm here," and then that's it. You know, she don't really do a lot. Like what was it last week when she was kicking on that REM pod? That was unusual, but she was doing like an army. So you were in the military, possibly? Okay, too good. Thank you. Necessary. Thank you, Robert. Good job, Robert. Thank you. Sorry I put that antenna on you. I got necessary as my first word, or my second word. I got army as my first word. Thank you, Robert. You really line that thing up, isn't he? What branch of the military were you in? Can you tell me that? Thank you, Robert. That's all he did. If y'all have any questions for the spirits, go ahead. Feel free to ask. I'm still on the word necessary. That's the only word I've gotten besides army. I'd like to know what branch you were in. Can you tell me, or not branch, but what ranking? I guess I should say what ranking of the military. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Robert. Visitor. Yeah, I meant to say what rank you were in the military. I'm sorry, in the army. So it's going to change again. You got Vector, VCTOR. Could be the personal name, maybe. Your name Vector. Can you light something up? Thank you. I got legislate. Would you? Thank you. Would you? I got control. Now you're controlling that pretty well. Taylor. Who was your? What was your unit, and who was your commanding officer? Thank you. K2's not really doing anything, but not that I've seen. I'm keeping an eye on the phone too. So last word I got is control. Thank you, Robert. I want to actually move. This will be me. Move my chair over here to where I get to my water and stuff a little better. Jesus. Thank you for lighting that up. I may just switch over to the Spirit Talker here in a little bit. I like that app pretty good. But I think my favorite is so far still the Ghost Tool, for sure. Remove. I'm still on the word control. Let me go over the Ghost Tube while I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna try Spirit Talker a little bit. Okay. See if anything comes through with that. Spirits, Jane, put your name in somebody's device, please. Thank you, Robert. Natalie. Thank you, Robert. Getting pinged pretty good when it goes up to the, well, like you see, lighting up in blue over there. That's when it's touching it pretty good. And I don't know if it's Robert or another spirit exactly, but anyway. Thank you. Growl. We don't need anything evil here. Can you guys light one of your toys up? Or that flashlight up too? The flashlight's becoming a thing where they don't want to do it until after I leave. It's almost every time we do the live stream, the flashlight afterwards will kick on. It's like they don't want to do it while we're talking or whatever. Ghost tube is still listening. Orb. Thank you again, Jenny. We appreciate that. Nora. Mine started doing anything. Bone. K2 hit. Thank you. Like something bit me on the hand. Thank you. One thing, I mean, I do like the ghost tube for sure, but you just don't always get a lot of words out of it. But I will say this: the last time I used it in the cemetery, I had the K2 with me, and I asked the spirits to light the K2 up. I said, "Can you light this box with the green light up?" And it came through and said candle. So I got to thinking, maybe they associate lighting things up with candles. Thank you for doing that. It's lighting up right now. Viking. So maybe I might start calling it a candle as opposed to the K2 candle, maybe. I don't know. Call it the K2 candle. I'm not getting anything that goes to. It's like, thank you. That's me doing that. So let me try the Spirit Talker. Now, I'm not sure 100%, but I want to think that maybe some of these devices, like the Spirit Talker, now I think I kind of feel like maybe they pick up in different frequencies, maybe. And that's why some are picking up better than others. Because sometimes a ghost tool is like that too. You won't pick up anything for a while. Spirit talker can take a while. So I think they're maybe on different like wavelengths, possibly. I don't know. And they're only picking up certain things. There you go, Jeannie. There you go, Jeannie. Want to turn into a shape of a candle over there. Touch the K2 candle majigger. Phone. I'm just talking about, using this over here. Burn.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Now, don't be anxious. Thank you for lighting that up. Don't be anxious. Eric. Famous Viking. Oh, there you go. Scottish. There was me and you got to talk about Viking. I got Mandy. Mandy's 10th. Her voice. Lake. Jane, say your name in somebody's device. Please do that. We all want that. Yeah, there you go, sis. And we'd all like to hear from some historical figures and stuff like that. It'd be wonderful. Ernest, that's an old name. Oh, everything's lighting up. Thank you. Does the name Ernest mean something to you, spirits? Is that why you did that? I'm not sure.
Neck.
What's that? My neck? I'm not sure, Jenny, myself, what century that would have been. We still had the Minnesota Viking football team, though. I'm not saying they're wonderful like Vikings, strong and powerful, but we do have that. Probably the closest thing we got. Blame around the 8th or 11th centuries. They were pretty wild and vicious people from things I've read and heard about. Probably not all, but some for sure.
Girl.
Girl? Can you tell me, you talking about Mandy? Is that why you said girl? Maybe that's why. Power. It does take power to, light that stuff up. A lot of energy. Robert, light your toy up again. Oh, thank you, Jay. Or whoever's up there doing it.
Problem.
Problem? What kind of problem? Unlikely? Hat and day. That's it. Oh, I didn't know that. Getting a Viking history lesson, now that's cool. Michael, can you light your flashlight up there? I mean, Lord knows you're probably going to do it after I leave, but sacred ground and big. If you could kind of do it before I leave, that'd be nice. I don't know if y'all saw the video or not. I put up on Twitter, and I think I may have put it up on TikTok too. Jessica? Of Michael falling backwards. And all of a sudden, he was just kind of sitting there, and then just backwards he went. Who is Jessica? Are you the girl that we're talking about? Appeal? Color?
Your family.
Your family? Do you mean you're related to me? Or do you mean like saying your family? My heart? Blame. Thank you, spirits, for lighting it up. Oh, good night, Jenny. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. You have a very good night.
Mirrors.
Mirrors? I don't actually have any mirrors in here that I know of, but they sometimes talk about that picture frame behind the penguin. Sometimes it says picture frame, sometimes mirror. I'm assuming that's what that's talking about. And a reminder, guys, on Wednesday night, the podcast, and I'm scheduled to have Bama up here with me. Experiment. Brave. Yeah, that's going to be fun, Vodka. It really will. Looking forward to that. Seat. You talking about the seat where Robert's at? If you are, can you light that red light with the antenna? Light that up. Messenger and agree. There's another app that's out there. I don't know much about it. I think it's called the Miracle Box. If anybody's tried it, let me know. I'm not trying to get too overwhelmed with these apps and stuff, but I've heard some good things about it, so I don't know how good or curse. No, nothing evil, no curse, nothing like that. If anybody's tried it, let me know. Trees and ruin, torch. Well, that's true. Torch or candle, depending on what area you were in. Trees. I think often talking about the tree that was here where the shed's at now. I believe it's a portal. I'm assuming it's like spirits are just running in and out of it all the time. Yep, no curses. Nope. Thank you for lighting that up. It's probably been lighting up more than I've noticed, but yeah, curse words, yeah. Don't do that either, Spirit.
That was me.
That was me. 1990s? Thank you for lighting it up. I said, I don't know if this was related to it or not, but I said, talking about being lit up over there, and then it said that was me. Who is me? Who are you that's lighting that up? Orange. That's true. That's true, says yes. Abigail. Abigail, did you light that up?
Yes, over here.
It's over here. And it's lighting up. Calm torches in Australia. Anna and Moat. And 11. Thank you for lighting that up.
1990s.
I got 1990s that time. Hey Cody, how are you? Thank you for being here. That's odd to see that 1990s come up. I mean, it says it all out, 11990. But Taylor's second time?
The Graves.
The Graves. That could be a last name too, by the way. That's good, Cody. Hope you had a good 4th of July weekend. Amelia? Can you confirm your name of who is lighting that box up over there, that candle or a torch? Thank you for lighting it up. Whoa, weird things going on. Thank you. That's good, Cody. Glad you did. Oh, thank you, Vodka. Thank you for being here.
Almost.
Thank you for helping us out with the investigation tonight. Almost. What I got? Seems like spirits are getting a little more active and bolder for doing stuff. Answer and Elijah. Thank you for lighting it up. There's an airplane going over here. Robert, light your antenna up again. Make that thing light up.
Using my voice.
Using my voice. I know that sometimes these like the necrophonic will use my voice. I mean, it sounds like me coming through it. Williams. Knight. Oh, thank you for lighting that up. Group and shooting. Talking about the shooting earlier. I'll try the ghost tube one more time. We'll shut it down here in just a little bit. Let's see if anything comes through it. Excuse me. Robert, light your red light up. That thing go off again. That was him. Thank you, Robert. K2 hit 2. Yeah, that was him. That was Robert. Thank you for lighting that up. Okay, Lori, good night. Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Smith. Okay, spirits, I'm going to shut this down here in just a couple of minutes. Got dance. No, I'm not dancing. Oh, your grandfather Smith. Wow, we was talking about him earlier. If it's the same one, I'm assuming. Picture. Can you make it penguin dance? Move it back and forth? That'd be real cool. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, guys. They're starting to settle down, I think, anyway. But I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Spirits, stay where you're at. Do not harm anybody. Do not attach yourself to anyone. Lord Jesus, protect us from all harm and evil. In Jesus' name, amen. So I want to go ahead and shut it down, guys. But I'll be going back to Sundays next week. So I didn't really plan on going as long as I was tonight exactly. I wanted to basically talk about the John Pate. But spirits were a little active tonight. Mostly have been all week. But anyway. All right, but I love y'all, and I will see you next week. Don't forget, Wednesday night, we're doing the podcast, and I'll have Bama up. So until then, good night, everyone.